Welcome back to Access Anime. My name is Henshin Ikeda, and today I'll be doing a walkthrough review of One Piece episode 583. Now, from last episode, we get to see Nami, Frankie, Chopper, Sanji, and the Severed Head escape their little padded jail cell, and now they're in the Biscuit Room. Now, this Biscuit Room is filled with little kids, so I have no idea. Are they experiments? Were they kidnapped? We really don't know, but moving on past that, we're taken to a different scene between Luffy versus Hydroterius, the guy he just made friends with. And now Hydroterius is getting the heads up from one of his companions that, Luffy, he's the villain. So they shouldn't be being buddy-buddy, they should be fighting. So we see Luffy versus Hydroterius, and of course Hydroterius' friend shows up. And eventually it looks like Robin jumps in finally and takes out Hydroterius' friend. Now eventually we see Hydroterius drop his little snail transponder, and it's been picked up. Now it has the initials CC on it. Now I don't know what the relevance is on those exact initials, but hopefully we'll find out later on. And moving on past that, we're taken to a different scene with Brook. Now Brook is actually calling Usopp with his snail transponder, and he's basically telling Luffy in general, he's giving him a heads up that, yeah, the rest of the crew, they're no longer on the Thousand Sunny, they've been kidnapped, probably. But, he knocked out the guys in yellow hazmat suits, so he didn't get any real information, just that he's at the Snowcap Mountain. So I thought, okay, so he's at the Snowcap Mountain. That's the only thing that Luffy really has to go on. And again, toward the end of the episode, we find out Smoker is here. That's right, he's on Punk Hazard, or he's about to actually step foot on Punk Hazard. He's still kind of in the sea, but Smoker is here. And I can't wait to see where this is going to go. But again, that's where the episode ends. And I'll hold my final thought and rating at the end of the clip, so stay tuned. But let's dive right on in. So, let me get relaxed. There we go. So we open up this scene with the Biscuit Room, exactly where we kind of left off from last episode, because we see all these kids everywhere, like the giant kids, small kids. I'm like, is this a daycare? It looks like a daycare. Now apparently they see Frankie and they start playing with him, because they think, well, Frankie is this little toy robot. But they don't know that Frankie's a cyborg, so it's kind of funny. And ironically, Frankie is humoring these kids because he's like, everyone likes me. I'm Frankie, I'm like the robot guy, changing his hair and what. I'm like, oh, come on, man. Okay, just roll with the punches. I thought it was funny. So moving on to a different scene with Chopper. They think Chopper is a stuffed animal. He does look it. Now Sanji, yeah, everyone thinks Sanji is just weird and they're making fun out of him, so he's not liking it at all. And again, Frankie is just he's being very funny, and I love this scene. He's just humoring these kids, so I thought it was worth mentioning. And well, Nami, she's trying to get information on where they're at, what's going on, and no one's really talking to her, so she's been pushed aside. Now we are taking to do a different scene with the Severed Head. Now the Severed Head is basically asking all these kids if they know where his son is, which is, I thought this was kind of interesting. His name reminds me of an anime movie that came out back in the day. Apparently his son's name is Momonosuke. I was like, that's kind of interesting. I'm thinking Princess Mononoke. That's where I got that title from. I was like, that's why it sounds familiar. But again, his son's name is Mononoke, and this severed head, he's scaring these kids. I mean, first of all, it's a severed head. Come on, it's a little fucked up. So, and now it's just shouting, do you know where my son is? Do you know where Mononosuke is? Yeah, they're scared. Now, of course, the guys in yellow hazmat suits, they're not that far away. In fact, they're catching up, and they approach, so they're like literally right at the door. Now we're taken to a different scene with Luffy. Now Luffy, he's about to actually cross into the Snowcap Mountain per se, or should I say the sea that connects the Snowcap Mountain to where they're at. Now if you remember correctly, Luffy, he's a devil fruit user. Robin, she's a devil fruit user. That only leaves who? Zoro and Usopp, which are going to be, taking both of them across the water. And, Zoro's ready to go. However, I thought it was kind of funny. Usopp, little goddamn crybaby. Yeah, he's a crybaby. You heard me. But eventually he comes around. He's like, okay, fine. But I'm like, wait, what's this? This is the first time I've seen Usopp with a real spine. Well, when he's not in a deep fight, of course. Usopp turns around and uses his special attack, Green Star, Fan Grass, and then Boaty Banana. Apparently, his plants turn into a boat, so a boat appears. It's like a banana boat. I'm like, holy shit, Usopp for the little win. Little win there. Eventually, he's finally doing something worth mentioning, So I definitely had to mention that, because I thought that was kind of funny, but their problem has been solved and they're crossing the water per se. However, I know there's yeah, that centaur, Hydroterius, he attacks out of nowhere, so he's not down for the count, he's back in. This guy does not give up. However, he calls his boss, which is on the other side where Luffy's heading toward. He uses this little instrument, this little musical device, I think it's a horn, generally it's a horn, and he calls his boss on it, and now his boss knows that, his, I guess one of his subordinates is making an emergency call to him in general, so we're taken to a different scene. Now we see a ton of centaurs, it looks like centaurs, and we see Hydroterius' boss. Now we don't know what his name is or what he really looks like, but we do see 7 different subordinates underneath his boss. So I'm giving you a figure. There are 7 different subordinates which we can see besides the boss, Hydroterius' boss. And apparently this boss thinks Zoro is a samurai who cut his people. So yeah, he is very edgy because he believes, Zoro, you've got swords, you must be that samurai that cut my people. I'm like, this just got interesting. I'm like, I mean, we don't nothing about this boss. So, is he a pirate? He's just a common folk that lives on the island. Is he another centaur? Probably, but we still really don't know. So more information would be nice. Now we're taken to a different scene, back to the biscuit room, and these kids are asking the Straw Hat crew for help. They want to escape. I mean, you have a ship. Can you take us on it? I'm like, why? Now apparently the kids actually say we're not sick anymore. You weren't sick from what? You're cured, but what did you have before? Chopper notices. He picks this up right away. He's like, wait, what were you sick from? Like, what were you sick from to begin with? And you're cured now, but what does that mean, So I thought that was kind of interesting. So it's basically like, what type of a situation? Of course, we're taken to a different scene with the guys in yellow hazmat suits, and they're finally showing up. So they're there, and they're actually telling the kids the Straw Hat crew are evil people, don't talk to them, they're the villains. And they're basically telling the kids, we will protect you, sick kids. So the guys in yellow hazmat suits are telling the kids, you're still sick, but we'll protect you from the bad guys. Well, the bad guys haven't done anything. You guys have freaking cloud guns. Come on, seriously? I was like, come on. So, I mean, best guess is that these guys are just lying to keep these kids here, either for experiments or for kidnapping, extortion. We don't really know, but they're lying. These kids aren't sick. What are they being sick from? Being nice little kids? Being giants? I don't know. Some of them are giants. But again, these guys have cloud guns, and they're actually ready to attack these Straw Hats in general. They mentioned, like, putting their gas in the room, because they can't shoot their kids because the masters are actually going to, let me say that in a different way. Their master, the guys in yellow hazmat outfits, their master basically told them, do not shoot the kids. So they're going to fill the room full of gas. So that's why they can't shoot the kids in open space like that. So we're taking to a different scene with the kids. Now the kids are actually running. They're running with the Straw Hats. They're trying to catch up with them, save us type of thing. They want to go home. And Nami just ignores them. She cries a little and she runs. It got really emotional. And then she stops, and it gets really emotional. This is Nami. At first, I thought, you SOB. They need help. I know you're pirates, but they need help. Nami, where's your motherly instincts? Where's your mother's side here? You're a woman. Come on. So she's just like, no, this is not. We can't do this. But then she stops. There's like this emotional scene. She turns around, and this is an interesting little scene I loved watching Nami do. She wants to help the children. Sanji was against it to begin with, but eventually turns around and is like, you know what? Because, Nami wants to do it, I'm going to do it, but kids, I'm not here for you, I'm here for Nami. And all I can say is Nami for the win on the emotional side. I mean, that was kind of interesting. However, the guys in yellow these guys in yellow hazmat outfits, they're closing in. They are definitely super close, and they're like, you know what? Screw it, we're going to shoot the kids anyways. We're not going to let the pirates get away, we're going to shoot you anyway. So they're actually open fire between the kids now, so the kids are now in harm's way. So we're taken to a different scene, and my favorite scene in this episode, we see Sanji. He uses his Dolb, I hope I pronounced this right, it's called the Dolb Jinbei Koldar. I can't pronounce that right. I call it the DJC. He uses the DJC strike, and I love watching it. I was like, I see his leg. He's not just his legs on fire. He's in like midair. He's on fire. I'm like, Sanji for the effing win. I was like, wow, are you kidding me? He's actually doing something amazing instead of bleeding through the nose and whatnot. I'm like, I like Sanji to begin with, but I mean, it's nice to see him in freaking action. It was amazing. And yeah, he does take a few of the hazmat guys in yellow hazmat outfits out. Now Chopper, he does jump in. He uses his Kung Fu boost, which, it was okay. It was well worth watching. However, Frankie, he actually jumps in. He uses his strong right. You see his arm come out. The kids like it. I mean, they definitely like Frankie because he's the robot man. But then he points out, I'm a cyborg. So he gets the kids straight on that. Now we're taking to a different scene with Sanji. And basically, Sanji wants to stay behind and let everyone escape. And he tells, again, he tells the kids, I'm not here for you kids. I'm here for Nami. Because Nami wants to, I'm going to be here. So get away. So Sanji is going to stay behind and try to, defend off these guys so the rest of the Straw Hats can get away with these kids. And Frankie, Yeah, he's staying behind too. So it's going to be Sanji and Frankie. They're going to stay behind. I definitely thought that was worth mentioning. However, we're taking to a different scene with Brook, and he's being attacked. Are you sitting down for this? Okay, good. Ready? So Brook, he's being attacked by Samurai Torso. I shit you not, the Samurai Torso. And again, that's where the episode ends. As for final thoughts, well, first of all, the person that Brook is fighting, I believe it's belongs to the guy that's the severed head, and the Luffy, the lower part that's attached to Luffy. I believe that's all the same samurai. But anyways, when we see this torso that's fighting Brook, I was like, this guy might actually be interesting to fight Zoro once he puts his body back together. He looks pretty. I saw at least more than 2 swords, maybe 3 swords on him. At least 2. I saw at least 2 swords, so I can't wait to see what's going to happen there. Now, as for the kids in the biscuit room, I don't know if these kids were originally sick with something, or if the guys in the yellow hazmat outfits were really lying about it, just to keep them there for God knows what reasons. Experiments, kidnapping, extortion. We really don't know, but they don't appear to be sick. So I can't wait to see where that's going to take us. As for this boss that's Luffy's going to be fighting soon, which is Hydroteris' boss, and it looks like his 7 different subordinates, I'm wondering, is he a devil fruit user? Is he a pirate? Is he just a local warlord? We don't really know, but I can't wait to see this fight. Definitely can't wait. And that ends it for my final thoughts as per my rating. Wow, 3.5 out of 5. I want to give this a 4, but I feel comfortable giving this a 3.5 out of 5, mostly because the emotion was definitely there. Nami showed it, Sanji showed it, so I love seeing that. As for the fighting, come on, there wasn't any fighting this episode. It was just getting started between Sanji, well, half the Strat crew that are in the biscuit room with Luffy and everyone else across the across the sea per se, on the hot side of the island. So it's kind of iffy. The build-up is next episode. Hopefully we're going to see Luffy fights Hydroteris' boss, which hopefully we'll get his name next episode maybe. And also something else to look forward to, Smoker. Yeah, can't wait to see Smoker, hopefully next episode. But again, final rating, 3.5 out of 5. And that definitely ends it for my final rating. And that ends it for my walkthrough review of One Piece episode 583. But definitely comment down below, let me know, thumbs up, thumbs down, definitely subscribe, check me out on Twitter, and follow me if you like. Also, sign up for my forum. Definitely sign up for my forum if you have any questions, if you want to talk more about this, anything, guys. Just check it out, sign up, check it out. Okay, guys, that ends it for now. Let me know if you liked this episode, and let me know what you think is going to happen in the next episode that's coming out. But again, guys, I gotta go. I got one more walkthrough review to do today, so definitely stay tuned for that. And before I go, I gotta say it, and I always say it, you can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.